You ever look at someone who's just crushing it and think, man, they got so lucky? You know, we see that big win, that flawless performance, the exact moment where everything seems to just click. But what if that click isn't some accident? What if luck isn't something you just stumble upon, but something you actually build? Today, we're going to look at the hidden architecture behind success.
So is it really all just a random roll of the dice? Some lightning strike of good fortune that you either get or you don't? Or is there something more going on? A kind of hidden engine that we can learn to build, tune up, and even steer for ourselves? That's the big question we're diving into today.
You know, the Roman philosopher Seneca pretty much nailed it almost 2,000 years ago. He reframed the whole idea of luck. It's not this passive thing that just happens to you, but an active outcome that you can actually engineer. And that one little shift in perspective, it's huge. It changes absolutely everything. So here's our game plan. We're going to start by tackling our mindset, redefining what luck even is. Then we'll build out the 3 core pillars that hold it all up. That's preparation, performance, and positioning. And we'll wrap up by giving you a simple blueprint, a framework to start building your own luck. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. Before we can build anything, you got to clear the ground, right? Lay a new foundation. And that means we have to dismantle this old idea that luck is just something we sit around and wait for. It all starts with a choice between 2 very different mindsets.
So look at this. It's really a fundamental split. On one side, you've got the passenger. They're just waiting for a lucky break, and when things go wrong, it's always someone else's fault. But on the other side, you've got the pilot. The prepared mindset is all about building the conditions for success. And, this is key, it sees failure not as a dead end, but as incredibly valuable data for the next try.
And that brings us right to the bedrock, the foundation that everything else is built on. Pillar number 1, relentless preparation. This is the often invisible engine of success.
So what is preparation, really? Well, it's not just cramming before a test. It's the deep, consistent, and, let's be honest, usually unseen work. It's all those quiet hours, the early mornings, the late nights, when nobody's watching. You're building the muscles for a game that isn't even on the schedule yet, just trusting that it will be. The great scientist Louis Pasteur said it perfectly. Think about it. Some of the greatest discoveries in history, like penicillin, were technically accidents. But that accident was only useful because a mind, trained for years, was prepared enough to see what it really was. Chance, it seems, knocks on a lot of doors, but it only sits down for a chat with the mind that's ready for it. This is what that unseen work actually looks like. It's the speaker rehearsing a talk over and over until it's just second nature. It's the surgeon who knows the anatomy so well it feels like their own. The athlete who has run through a single play hundreds of times. These aren't flashy, grand gestures. They're just small, deliberate deposits into your account of readiness, an account you can draw on the moment opportunity strikes.
All that unseen work, it builds up a ton of potential energy. But potential energy doesn't do anything until it's released, right? And that brings us to our second pillar, performance. This is the moment of truth, when all that stored-up readiness finally gets unleashed. See, performance isn't about hoping or wishing. It's that beautiful moment when preparation and opportunity finally shake hands. It's the ability to act with total confidence, because this big moment, it isn't really a test. It's more like a recital of something you've already mastered 1,000 times in private.
This metaphor really gets to the heart of it. Picture it. The sun is setting, there's one ball, one shot to win it all. When this young golfer steps up to the ball, there's no voice of doubt screaming in his head. Why? Because his muscles remember. The confidence isn't just in his mind, it's in his hands, his stance, his swing. It's all been forged by that relentless practice.
And hey, this isn't just for pro athletes. That student who keeps up with their reading, they're not lucky when there's a pop quiz, they're prepared. The parent who has practiced patience can navigate a tense moment with their teenager with grace. In every single one of these cases, what we see as a great performance is just preparation finally stepping out into the spotlight. Okay, so we've got preparation and we've got performance. But there is a third, absolutely crucial pillar that separates the people who just work hard from the people who work smart and get lucky.
It's just not enough to be prepared. You have to be prepared in the right place at the right time. That's positioning. It's the strategic art of going where the opportunities are. Think of it like this. You are deliberately making yourself a bigger target for luck to hit.
Let's go back to our golfer for a second.
If he only ever practices on a perfectly flat, manicured green, he's only ready for perfect conditions. But a strategic player, he seeks out the tricky slopes, the awkward patches of grass, the tough spots. He's not just preparing to win, he's preparing to handle whatever the course throws at him.
So in our own lives, this means building the infrastructure of readiness. It's keeping your resume polished, not just when you're looking for a job, but so a great job can find you. It's building relationships before you ever need a favor. It's saving for a rainy day while the sun is still shining. Basically, you're not just playing the game, you're anticipating the next move.
All right, we've covered the mindset shift and the 3 big pillars. So let's bring it all home and tie it all together into one final, actionable idea. This simple quote really says it all, doesn't it? In the end, the winners aren't always the most talented or the most brilliant people in the room. They're the ones who respected the future enough to get ready for it. They are, quite simply, the ones who show up ready.
So here it is, the framework you can put to work starting today. First, you need a clear target. Identify your putt. What are you aiming for? Second, prepare relentlessly. Put in those practice swings. Third, get strategic. Position yourself by reading the green and understanding the landscape. And finally, when your preparation and the opportunity line up, perform with confidence. Trust all the work you've done and take the shot.
So we'll leave you with this one thought. An opportunity, your opportunity, is on its way. That's not a question of if, but when. And the only question that really, truly matters is this: when it gets here, will you be ready for it?